Hi everybody, it's Margie from Bubbles and Fairy Tales, and I'm here with the rest of my July book haul. So, one of the first books I'm going to show you came from the website called Blogging for Books, which is a website that you can request books to review from Crown Publishing, Random House, and what have you. So, this was the second book that I requested from them. You can only request one book at a time. After you review that book, then you can request another, and so on and so forth. So, this is my second book from them, and it's called Reasons My Kid is Crying, and it's by Greg Pembroke. And this is such an adorable book, it's not even funny. You don't have to be a parent to appreciate it, because it's so hilarious, it's so cute, it's just adorable. At the time, his son was 3 years old, and mid-tantrum, he took a picture and posted it, and alongside that he wrote the reason why his son was crying, and it was because he had broken his piece of cheese in half, and that's why he was having a complete meltdown. And as a mother of 3 boys, I can totally relate that all children have these weird freak-out sessions for absolutely no reason, and these pictures are just too cute. This one little boy, the dog was in his way while he was trying to push the chair. And just look at his face. And the other one is the slide is not slippery enough. And he's just completely having a meltdown. I love this one. His teacher said no to someone else. He's crying because the teacher said no to somebody else. Not to him, but to somebody else. And then she bit my finger and I said ouch. So basically this little girl bit her mother or father's finger. The parent said ouch, and now she's crying. Maybe she feels guilty about it or what have you, but it's just absolutely adorable. The sibling pictures are even better, and the little boy's crying because her leg is touching his leg, and that's just not happening. He has a Tumblr that you can follow. He posts his pictures not only from his family, but also from whoever submits from around the world. And it's really fun. He also has a Twitter too, so definitely look him up, especially if you want to see more pictures. This book is cute. It's definitely like a coffee table book. The second book that I received from them, which I have yet to review but plan to this week, it's called Just My Typo. This is compiled by Drummond Moore. And this just totally cracked me up. This is just a whole bunch of like grammar mistakes and typos and even autocorrect mistakes. Oh, it was just so funny. These autocorrect ones are hilarious. They're the funniest ones in the whole entire book. I was crying so hard from laughing so hard. My kids thought I was crazy. But I have to warn you, it's not child appropriate. There's a lot of language in here, a lot of sexual innuendo, especially on the autocorrect part. And, you know, there's just a lot of typos, you know, from money to, you know, using the comma in the right place, to speeches gone bad, to newspaper articles that I've had to rewrite whole articles because just because of that one typo, it just kind of like blew the whole story out of proportion. So this is another hilarious book to keep around, to just thumb through and have a good laugh or two. And then I received an amazing package from Harper Teen. I totally blew my mind. I requested one book, and they so generously added 4 other books into my pile. I'm so grateful to their generosity. I am really looking forward to reading some of these. The book that I had requested from them is Illusions of Fate by Kirsten White. I absolutely loved her Paranormalcy trilogy. So seeing that she's written this, and the cover is absolutely stunning, and it's said to be Downtown Abbey meets Cassandra Clare in a sparkling novel of magic, love, and fate. And it just sounds so good, and I cannot wait to read this one. The next book that they included in this package is called A New Darkness by Joseph Delany. He's known for his Last Apprentice series, which I have not read. This is kind of based, I believe, in that same world, but you haven't had to have read that series. It's going to be a trilogy, and it's about a guy named Tom Ward, who's now a fully fledged spook battling. He's a fully fledged spook. He battles bogarts, witches, and other creatures of the dark. And he has this apprentice of his own, who's a seventh daughter of a seventh daughter. I like all that kind of magic and things like that, and I'm surprised I've never even heard of him in his series, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Something new, something different, and I'm kind of digging the whole black, red, and white cover too, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Another book that was in the package is The Jewel by Amy Ewing. I believe this was on my anticipated list. It's definitely on my wish list, but I didn't request it because I've seen it all around a lot, and I thought maybe, I can trade with someone or eventually get it somewhere, but I'm really happy that they included this one in my package. The cover is gorgeous, even though it is another girl in a pretty dress, but it's really pretty and it does look like a jewel. I believe the main character's name is Violet, and she's like bought as a servant who will eventually bear the children to I don't know who, and keep secrets and all that stuff for the Duchess of the Lake. It just sounds really intriguing. There's forbidden love and, you know, a fight for freedom and other things going on, so it sounds really good and I'm really looking forward to it. The next two books are parts of trilogies that I haven't read yet, and I don't think I will be able to catch up on them. So especially the first one is Echoes of Us by Kat Zhang. This is the third book in the trilogy. I've already found another blogger to read and review this. I just know I'm not going to have time to read two other books to get to this one. Sounds marvelous. All the covers are awesome, and I don't know much about it. So I hope they enjoy it and review it and let me know what they think of the trilogy. And the last book that I got in that package, also part of a trilogy, the sequel to The Burning Sky. This is The Perilous Sea by Sherry Thomas. This cover is absolutely stunning. It's even more beautiful than The Burning Sky. I haven't read this trilogy yet, but I'm really intrigued by it, just by the covers alone. I'm thinking I might pick up the first one, and because this is the second book in the trilogy, and then see how it goes, because it just sounds too good. Unless I can find somebody who really, really is dying to get this book, then I may give it up, but I guess I'll have to check things out and see what people say. Okay, these next two books I received for review and for a very unique blog tour. The first book is Sticky Fingers, Do-It-Yourself Duct Tape Projects by Sophie Maletsky. It's obviously a do-it-yourself book on how to learn how to make all these unique things out of duct tape, like a clutch wallet, and you can even add zippers and stuff like that to the wallet. It tells you all the supplies that you need. You can make those pen flowers, and it's just full of different ideas and fun stuff. My boys are so excited to see this, and hopefully within the next week or so I can go run to Michael's or one of the craft shops around here and pick up some supplies so we can give it a try. And that's what the blog tour is all about. It's not only about reviewing the book, but also showing the projects that we created. And the other book I also received from them to test out is The Green Teen Cookbook, edited by Lorraine Marcotte and Pam McElroy. And obviously we're going to have to do some cooking and taste testing, so we'll be reviewing and cooking and eating and stuff for this tour too. And the last book I received for review comes from Soho Teen, and it's called The Unfinished Life of Addison Stone by Adele Griffin. And this book is really, really unique, and this is also another blog tour that I'll be doing that's very, very unique. What this author has done is they took a somewhat realistic story and created a new person who never existed. And she creates this kind of like memoir told from different people of this person's life, of how they lived and how they died. And the main character is an artist, so there is pictures of the artist, where she lived, articles, her paintings, her work, her history. It's all like really, really realistic, almost like a biography or memoir, like you can say, but it's not real. So basically, the tour will be not only to review the book, but also to write something about this character, this person, as if we knew them too, and just like add on to the book. It's really unique. I don't know how else to explain it, but definitely check this out. It sounds amazing. Okay, this past week I went to a book signing at the Long Island Book Review, and I got to see Patti Blount, who is the author of Send, TMI, and Some Boys, which is being released really soon. They were able to get copies ahead of time, just in time for the signing. I highly recommend, if you like truly heartbreaking, realistic, contemporary, young adult contemporary, definitely pick out her books. Her first book is Send, and it just completely blew my mind. I cannot emphasize enough. It's about a bully who kind of didn't know he was a bully, and the person he was bullying committed suicide. He goes to jail for it, and now this is his story after he's out of jail, and now he's sticking up for a kid who is being bullied, since he knows what it's like to be on both sides. And it's just, you know, it's a book that you're determined to hate, to not like the characters, to really just like not sympathize or emphasize with anybody. And I fell in love with everybody, and it's heartbreaking. It'll make you cry and so on. I have not read TMI yet. TMI came out while I was pregnant, and I was unable to pick it up or read anything at the time, so I'm really happy to have this one now and read it soon. And I just finished reading Some Boys over the weekend. This is about a girl named Grace who is raped by the golden boy of the town, and nobody supports her or really believes her. Even the boy's best friend, she's had a crush on, who's apparently always had a crush on her. There's a lot of miscommunication going on. You know, the blurb makes it sound like nobody absolutely believes her, which isn't true. There's some people who believe her, but like her parents and teachers and stuff, I don't want to give an excuse as old school, but you know, some people still rely on the whole, well, you know, you shouldn't have dressed like that, you shouldn't have got drunk and things like that. So it's just, they don't know how to support her, they don't know how to let it go, they don't know how to deal with it. So a lot of bullying going on too, and it was really good. I gave it 4 stars. Also, I was able to get the ARC signs, and this will be up, or should be up by now, as a giveaway. So definitely enter to win if you're definitely interested in reading and reviewing this book. So I did some book trades this month too. This one I received from Jenny on the Reading Farm. It's an ARC of A Little Something Different by Sandy Hall. This I think is like 14 different little love stories. And I just love that, you know, that it's just quick little short stories in there that I can just get through and read, you know, one here, one there, and not have to really rush through the whole book to get the whole story. I believe this is coming out either this week or next week. It says August 2014, but I think it's the beginning of August 5th, sometime around there. And I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you, Jenny, for sharing this with me. So in another book trade I received of Beast and Beauty by Stacey J. As you can tell, this is a fairy tale retelling just from the cover. It's stunning. I love Stacey J's Juliet Immortal. Even though I haven't read Romeo Redeemed yet, I do plan on reading it soon. And I can't wait to read it. And then I treated myself to some books on Book Outlet. And the first book I got is Thornhill by Kathleen Peacock. This is the second book to the Hemlock series, I think it's called. I haven't read Hemlock yet, but I remember when it came out, I was dying for it. I really wanted it, so my sister was sweet enough to buy it for me, and she's probably going to kill me now finding out that I still haven't read it yet. And then on Twitter, a blogger friend highly recommended getting book 2 and not giving up on this trilogy. I think it's a trilogy, and to catch up on it before the 3rd book comes out. So I really plan to do this by the end of the year, and I can't wait. And the next book that I treated myself on Book Outlet was The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. Yes, Samantha Shannon. And a lot of you already know what this is about, as you can see in my pile right back here. I'm reading the paperback, but I couldn't resist the hardcover. It was only like, I think, I think it was $7.99, $6 or $7.99, maybe $5.99. I don't know, somewhere around there. Regardless, it was definitely less than $8, and this is like a $24 book, and I just couldn't resist it. So I'm so happy to have this beautiful hardcover too. And I'll probably give the paperback, I don't know, let's see, giveaway, or should I treat my sister? We'll see about that. And last but certainly not least, my family and I took a quick trip to Barnes & Noble a couple of days ago, and they treated me to this graphic novel, Through the Woods by Emily Carroll, and oh my god, it's absolutely stunning. If you love fairy tales and things, influence and retellings, and this is definitely a book for you. The graphics and pictures are absolutely amazing, creepy and eerie. This book is creepy and eerie beyond words. I don't know why it was in the middle grade section. It is definitely, to me, not middle grade. I would not want my kids at this moment to be reading this book. It's definitely young adult, and it's just amazing. The whole book obviously has a Little Red Riding Hood kind of vibe to it, with the wolf on here and the woods and the girl in the cloak, and you see her quite a few times traveling through the book. One of the stories that I read had a very, very huge Telltale Heart Edgar Allan Poe kind of vibe to it. I just absolutely love it and can't keep it away. This is a book that's been sitting on my nightstand the minute I got it, and it'll probably stay there forever because I don't know where to put it or shelve it or anything. I just love it so much, and I will definitely be rereading it, as creepy as some of the stories were. But that's just the way fairy tales are. Fairy tales are supposed to be creepy and kind of like just dig into your brain and stay there forever. So I just love this book so much, and I mean, if there's more books like this out there, I need to know because I want them all. All the books that I received in July, and that's it for now. So I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.